you per se, but it also means that myself and Joe can't see, you know, sort of how you're going or where you might be finding it more challenging, because this will give us a bit of feedback on how challenging people are finding the particular sessions that Joe's put through for you. Sorry, I was just getting my voice talking back to me. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
Yep, okay, good. So we've already I won't touch on some of the benefits of mobility again, because I have written about it. Joe will touch on it. So I'll kind of skip through that bit. But what I just wanted to explain a little bit more about what we're doing with mobility in May. We wanted to do this first session live just to get everyone in the swing of things. And then we're actually going to be releasing new flows each week as we go through, that you'll then incorporate into your daily routine and around your training sessions. They'll include, so the one today we've got, and Joe will probably tell you, it's a pretty solid session, so don't think we're just going to be sitting here and doing some stretches. It'll actually be a workout for you as well. So if you do have your watch on and you want to start say a strength session on record how challenging it actually is with your heart rate, you can do that. So we've got today, we'll also be releasing like a walk routine that you can do. Another one which will be a core focus, another one will be a hip focus, a post-session one, and then also a relaxation one, so, which I think is really important to incorporate, something that you can do, you know, at night time, before bed, or if you're feeling like you're really stressed or anxious a particular day. Yeah, okay, I just saw your note. So I'm going to stop talking now anyway, so hopefully Joe's audio is a lot better.
Okay, cool. What about when I'm talking? Yes, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Crap. Okay.
I'm just going to mute mine.
What does that sound like? No, that's not cool. Could we go out and all go out of the meeting and go back into the meeting? Yep. So I'm going to end the meeting and then all try and hop back in again. Actually, we're not.
It's okay now.
It's okay now. Great. Hi, Caroline. Maybe it was when Caroline was trying to come in.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah, good on you. We'll blame you.
So Caroline, just quickly some housekeeping.
Yeah.
Click on your on Joe's picture. So she is your main view. So you click the little 3 dots on the right hand side and click pin. What does it say? Pin video for Joe. I think Caroline just disappeared.
Yeah, I took myself off the video.
Oh, no, that's right. So just on Joe's video, just in the right-hand corner, click the dot and just click pin video, just so you've got her as your main screen.
Okay.
And then also mute your audio as well.
Super.
All right, over to you, Joe.
Okay, great. Thanks, Sarah. Awesome. That feedback has disappeared, which is wonderful. Guys, before I start talking, I want you all to start sitting like me. Toes on the ground, and then you're going to sit back on your heels. I'm just going to sit here for a bit while I yabber away. We'll start, and then anyone can let me know what they think after a couple of minutes. First up, you will notice that I do move around on the mat a little bit. That's just so I can be in my best, well, not probably my best view, but in a proper view for you guys, so I don't have my back to you at all. So you just stay in the flow as is, but you will notice me jumping around a little bit more. That's just so you can see what I'm doing. Who's starting to feel their toes? Just give me a wave. We're working straight into some toe mobility and ankle mobility here. As we're here, after 10 seconds or so, you can come back out of it and just give them a bit of a release. But just go back back and forth into this from here to here, just while I'm talking. So thank you, Sarah, for inviting me to put together a bit of this series for you guys. I love yoga, all aspects of it, but I probably flirt a little bit more with the athletic side of it. I am getting more into the traditional sort of stuff in the meditation and the slower pace yoga. I love that too, but what really catches me is the ability of yoga to be able to enhance my well-being on all different levels. And I do feel like it's attributes to being able to work on a multitude of layers actually helps my performance, but also I think ultimately too my longevity I'm hoping for. I've only been doing triathlon for a year and a half or so, so I'm hoping that by incorporating this sort of stuff I will have a longer time within the sport, because there's no doubt that when you are more flexible, when you're more stable, when you've got more mobility and you've got more strength, then that is ultimately going to help you longevity-wise, no matter what you do. So that is a big part of why I do it, but then also I actually think that it helps performance-wise. If you've got blood flowing and energy going to all your joints and muscles, then there's no doubt that that's going to feed those areas and those systems well for them to be able to perform better. If we just sat in a tri-bar position and rode our bike all the time, then hopped off and ran and then swum without any like actual movement through joints that actually need to have joint movement, then we're going to find ourselves pretty stuck after a while. And I know it takes time, but I actually make a point of, you know, I read somewhere someone saying something like, instead of 8 or 10 hours just full on swim, bike, run, if you did 7 hours, then 1 or 2 hours yoga, mobility, flexibility, you are going to be far better off than doing 10 flat out hours on the bike, swim and run. Do you know what I mean? So I think it actually helps all those areas quite a bit. Anyway, that's enough of that. I enjoy it and I hope that you guys get something out of it today. Your heart rate is going to get up. I do like going a little bit faster paced, but obviously I am going to go at a pace hopefully that you will be able to keep up, and if you can't, totally cool. Ultimately one day you will be able to. It's just about seeing where we're at today, and this video will be available for you to go back and learn and go over and over again so you can get better at it, because obviously the only way we can get better at things is by actually doing them multiple times. So if you're feeling puffed, if you're going, oh my God, my arms are about to collapse, I want you to come back into child's pose and just hang out there. That's actually an awesome position. I'd love to see people come into that if they needed to. Don't put the ego at the door. We have enough of that when we're racing. And then, or go back into a downward facing dog if you're feeling a bit puffed or a bit like this is too much in your head or whatever. Go to those two positions, totally fine. So let's get into it. I'm looking forward to it. Does anyone have any questions before we start? No? All good, Sarah?
Good to go.
Okay, great. Sweet. I am just going to quickly run through a chaturanga and a little flow, okay? I want to make sure that from the outset that we've got a semi-good technique for our vinyasa flow. And I look forward to one day maybe us all being together in a room so I can touch you a little bit more and help you out. But check this out. I'm going to show you 2 different vinyasa flows. The one is a bit more gentler and the second one is the fuller version. So when we go into downward facing dog, just watch me, you'll see I rarely my knees out. I always have a bit of a bend. Why? Because I feel it much more in this back line of my legs. Downward facing dog. We're going to go into, from here, into a high plank. At high plank, we can put our knees on the ground. From high plank, we're going to go to low plank, and it's really important in low plank that we're not going out like this. This is not chaturanga, okay? This is chaturanga. Elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. Can't even see my elbows, yeah? Elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. You can go all the way to the floor, and then a little baby cobra, using your back muscles, not pushing, okay? Using your back muscles to lift up. Then head back down, find our way back to downward facing dog. That is version 1. Second version, high plank, going a little bit more forward over my wrist. See how my shoulders are a bit more forward? Over my wrist, coming down, elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. Roll your feet over, pushing up to upward dog, clenching your butt. Got to turn everything on. Up to here, upward facing dog, and then back down to downward facing dog. Okay, so they're the 2 different types. Feel free to use both of them interchangeably throughout the class. You'll also notice, the more you connect with your muscles and turn your muscles on, the more you're going to get out of it. In yoga, we can just hang out in poses. But if we actually turn on, use our muscles, we're going to get so much more out of it. So be really mindful when I talk about certain muscles to actually turn them on as you're doing it. You're going to get heaps more out of it. So, I'm a bit puffed already. Let's get into it. Turn your watch on if you've got your heart rate on. You'll see at different times that your heart rate might go up a little bit, which will be good. So let's get into it. We're going to find our way to downward facing dog. As we're here, it's a perfect opportunity to check in with yourself. Again, we're in a sport where we probably don't do that enough. See how fast our breath is moving. I want you to pedal out through your heels. Wiggle your bum a little bit. Relax your neck. And in this position, and any plank position, what we want to do with our hands is we want to push down through the floor with our hands and then pretend to open a jar lid. So with your right hand, you're turning that right clockwise, and with your left hand, you're turning it anti-clockwise. And by doing that, you're moving your bicep forward and your tricep back. That's how we want to set up our arms, and we're engaging our arms here. Then I want you to start engaging your legs and putting your sit bones, trying to put them to the sky. This is downward facing dog. Feet hip width distance apart. I want you to raise your right leg to the sky, bend through your left knee a little bit, then bring your right leg in between your hands. We're going to go into crescent lunge with our left knee on the floor. Raise your hands to the sky, and I don't want to see any of this. Okay? We've got to relax. We can be in a relaxed position whilst we're actually turning our muscles on at the same time. So shoulders away from the ears. Hip flexor in your left leg pushing forward. Bring your hands to heart center in front of your chest. Then I want you to connect your left elbow with your right shin by going back into a little lunge. And then inhale as we reach up to the sky, a little back bend, and lift your leg or your toes up left elbow, right shin. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow, right shin. Inhale, little back bend. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel it through that hip flexor in your left side, as well as that nice hamstring stretch. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Elbow to shin. Inhale, stay here. Then I want us to bring your right foot to the center of the mat. Hands either side of your right leg, or right foot. Lift your left leg high. Then we're going to floss your right hip. We're going to drop your right knee out to the right and bring it up. 1, 2. See what I'm doing here? We're working through that hip. I bet you can all feel it. Inhale as you bring your knee to your chest. Exhale to the outside. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. 2, and then work your way into a pigeon pose. So your right knee behind your right wrist. Flex your right foot as much as you can, and then just with your left leg, just relax that a little bit. From here, hands out in front of you, we're going to do a few hamstring drills. I want you to kick your butt with your left heel. 1. Connect your mind to that hamstring. Activate that hamstring. 4. 7. Should start to be feeling that a lot in your right glute. 2, 1. Then I want you to, with your right hand, grab, if you can, or just reach back to your left foot. You don't have to grab it. If you can, do so, but if you can't, doesn't matter. Look back, and then I want you to hold it or bring it up as far as you can and just hold it there for a few breaths. I can even feel it in my inner groin of my right leg. Look back. If you can grab it, I want you to pull your heel to your bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gently release. Gently release that. And then come back up to downward facing dog. Your right leg is going to be feeling it. Give it a shake. Do whatever you want with it. And then place it back down for downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Inhale. And then in between your 2 hands. Right foot. Sorry, your right knee down on the ground. Inhale, crescent lunge. Hands to heart center. And we're going to go right elbow, left shin. As we go into a hamstring stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Ooh, you might find your balance here. If you are struggling with your balance, just have a bit more distance between your, like widen your stance in a sense. Keep going. Use this opportunity to rise up and open your chest and get a little bit of a back bend at the same time as getting that front hip stretched out. 3 more. Exhale, inhale, rise up. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, left foot to the midline, or the middle of your mat. hop onto your back toes, and we're going to floss through the left hip, left knee out. If you want to, you can totally keep your back knee on the ground and just moving your hips down and up whilst your left knee heads towards the floor. Or you can make it a bit more dynamic. Inhale up, exhale out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then find yourself in pigeon. We'll get into those hamstring curls. Your right leg kicking to your bum. 1, 2, 3. Great. And then I want you to come around with your left hand and grab or reach for that foot. If you can reach it, do so. Hold it, pull it in. And then pull it to your left butt cheek. We're even working on some, obviously, shoulder mobility here at the same time. 3, 2, 1, then gently release. Okay, come back to down facing dog, left leg, give it a little bit of a party, release your hips, bit of a wiggle. Okay. From here, we're going to do a few of those vinyasas. So, from downward dog, we're going to come to high plank, knees on the ground if you need. Down through chaturanga, all the way to the floor if you wish, or you can stay up. Move up to upward facing dog. Whilst we're in this first upward facing dog, let your thighs rest on the ground and wiggle your bum left and right. That lower back needs more attention. And whilst we're holding ourselves in this upward facing dog, you'll feel it in your arms and your chest. And from here, come back to downward facing dog. Raise your right leg to the sky. Right in between your hands, rise up to crescent lunge, but we've got our left knee lifted now. Inhale. Exhale, hands beside your front foot, back to high plank. Knees down if you wish, or stay here. Low plank. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg to the sky, inhale. In between your front hands, rise up. Stay. Hands beside your front foot, back to high plank. Through low plank, upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Now we're going to move into a little bit of a flow here. You're going to use your bum a fair bit, so get ready for a bit of feeling there. Raise your right leg to the sky. I want you to lift it 10 times. 1, 2. Bend through your left knee if you need. 3. Don't forget to push through the floor with your hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do 5 kicks out to your right. When we do that, we're going to move forward and kick and up. Kick and up. You can have a straight leg or a bent leg. So you're really working through the upper body here as well as still engaging your bum. 2, 1. Then come through to crescent lunge again. Right leg forward, arms to the sky. Check your heart rate. Mine's over 110. From here, hands to your heart center. We're going to work on your tummy. It's a bit deceiving, this one. It doesn't look like you're doing much, but you are. Have a bit of distance in width between your legs so you get a bit of balance here. You don't need to have them directly in line. Hands to heart center. We're going to move to our right. Super easy. Twist to the right. Exhale when you twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Turn your tummy on. Feel the squeeze in the side body. Three, two, one. Hands on your hips. A little bit of non-yoga hip here. We're going to go into some lunges with hops. Now, you don't have to hop. You can simply go up and down like this. Or if you want to raise your heart a little bit, then we'll hop. So we're going to do that 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keeping going. We're going to kick our right hand with our left foot. All about balance here. 1, back to a lunge. 2, back to a lunge. 3, 4, 5. Let's go to 10. 6, 7. Push down through your right heel. 8, 9, 10. Great. Haven't finished yet. Plank. Hands either side of your right foot. Back to plank. Knees on the ground if you need. From here, we're going to do some knee drives. Ultimately, we do want to bring our knees up. We're going to drive our right knee to the midline and back. Left knee, midline and back. Right, left, right. Turn your tummy on to help bring your knee closer to your face. You might get it, in line with your belly button. That's fine. Eventually, we will get it further and further in front of us. And eventually, we want to be able to knee our nose. Come back to downward facing. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Relax your head. Give it a shake. Bend through the knees. Great. Now we're going to do that on the other side. Raise your left leg to the sky, inhale. Left foot in between your hands, rise up, crescent lunge. Real key thing with this is too, we don't want our bum sticking back like this. We want to turn on our lower tummy muscles and tuck our bum in and under so we can see our lower belly. When we do that, it automatically starts turning on that right leg. So tuck your bum under. Inhale. Stay. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Exhale as you twist to the left. Scrunch that left side body up. Back to your center. Exhale. Inhale. Doing well. 4, 3, 2, 1. Twist, hold. Back to center, hands on your hips. 10 hops or lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight into those kicks. My right quad is on fire. Kick into your left hand. 2, 3, back lunge. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Crescent lunge, hands either side of your left foot, back into high plank. Knees on the ground if you wish for a couple of seconds. Back to high plank. Mountain climbers. We're going to do 20 of these, guys. Knees into your elbows if you can. 1, 2, 3. You can do it quick or you can do it slower just by tapping your toes a few feet in front of you. Don't know what we're up to now. Let's say we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to downward facing dog. Slowly walk to the front of the mat. Bend through your knees. Grab each elbow. And I want us just to hang here. And do little figure eights. Sway from side to side. Wonderful. Slowly roll up like a rag doll till we get to Tadasana. Close your eyes for a minute. Little bend through your knees. Feel the ground under your feet. Feel each part of your feet. Just take note of your little toe. Then the next toe. The next toe. Eventually find yourself concentrating on your big toe and grounding that into the floor. Okay. Now we're going to raise our hands to the sky as you inhale. We're going to forward fold, exhale. Feel your hamstrings turn on. Bend through the knees a little bit, feet hip width distance apart. We're going to inhale to a halfway lift. So literally just lifting your chest a little bit so you're looking sort of straight ahead of you. When you do that, you can really feel your hamstrings. We call this a yogic deadlift. And then fold forward over your thighs. Another little yogic deadlift. Inhale, look front. Exhale, hands on the ground. Step back to high plank. Knees on the ground if you need. Through to low plank, all the way to the floor if you feel. Upward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in through your nose if you can. And exhale through your mouth. Right, raise your right leg to the sky. Right foot in between your hands. We're going to lift up to Warrior One. Warrior One, we have our back foot at a 45-degree angle. And again, there's a bit of space in between our back and our front foot, the width. We don't want to be in total alignment alignment here. We want a bit of space. And that makes our hips be able to, you know, look forward in a sense. So our hips kind of going forward. Arms to the sky. Relax through your shoulders. Inhale. Bend through that right knee so that your right knee is over your heel. Take another breath in. And then we're going to move out to Warrior Two. Warrior Two, our back foot is at 90 degrees. And our heels are more in line now. We don't want that blade edge lifting up. We want to push our back foot blade edge down on the ground if we can. Then with our arms, again, they're not up by our ears, they're relaxed, but have purpose. And then we look through, right down our right hand through our middle finger as we lean into that right knee. Our two heels really like each other and we want to pretend to bring them closer. What happens when we try and bring our two heels closer is we turn on our legs. So instead of just sort of hanging out here, we're actually working hard. We're using our back line of both legs and our inner line of our left leg. They're working and our bum is tucked under. Last little breath. We're going to turn our palm over. We're going to paint the sky. Reverse your warrior. Paint it. Might paint it yellow. Nice side stretch here. Don't put too much weight into that back knee. Just be careful. And then we're going to cartwheel our hands either side of our right foot. Come back to high plank. And through vinyasa, low plank. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Raise your left leg to the sky. Through, in between your hands. Rise up, Warrior One. Warrior One, remember back foot 45. Moving through that right leg, bending that knee. Exhale out to Warrior Two. Heel to heel in line. Right foot is on 90-degree angle now. Relaxing through our hands. Sit here. Turn everything on though. Pull your heels together. Flip your palm. Reverse. Paint the sky. Nice side stretch. And cartwheel the hands down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Okay, now we're going to move into a bit of a flow here. So listen up and do your best. Raise your right leg to the sky. We're going to do it similar to what we just did just then, but add on. Warrior One, inhale. Warrior Two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. And we're going to come down to side angle pose here. So we can lean on our right, lean a little bit on our right side, or we can have our right hand by our shin or our calf, or you can bring your right hand to the floor. We're going to open up through your left arm and have a look at your left fingertips as we open up the front side of our body. Again, don't want to push your bum out too much, pull it under. From here, we're going to go to half moon pose. We're going to put our right hand about 1 foot in front of your right foot. And then we're going to slowly lift our left leg to the sky. Put a bend into your right leg. You might find this challenging with balancing. If you drop out, doesn't matter. Try and go back into it. And it's asking a lot of your right hip and your right bum. Here, I want us to see if we can just do a few little dips. Bend your knee a couple of times. Great. And then we're going to come back to warrior two. Hands down beside your front foot. From here, we're going to go into a side plank on your left hand. Side plank, so you can put your left knee on the ground to side plank here. Or if you want to go up both, here. From side plank, we're going to put our right foot a little bit over, our right foot in front of our left foot. And we're going to do some thread the needles. So moving over and under, threading through. 1, open. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Place your right hand on the ground, come back up. With your left leg, I want you to lift your left leg up to the sky, open your hip. You can stay here. Just open up your hip a little bit. If you want to come further, you can drop your left leg over, raise your left arm to the sky, and we're up in what's called wild thing pose. From here, stay with me, right bum cheek to the ground, sit down, touch your toes, lift up, open, bum cheek to the ground, touch your toes, open, bum cheek to the ground, touch your toes, open, and then flip back over. If you've stayed there, that's cool. I want you to bring your left leg in between your two hands, spin clockwise, and we're going to find ourselves in side lunge. Who's still with me? We've got a couple. Good. So here we are in side lunge. Eventually, we want to get good range of motion in our heels. When we do, we're going to be able to get down here. If you're here, that is totally cool. Stay here. We're going to move from side to side. 1. This is called Cossack or Skandasana. It's great for our mobility of our heels and our hips, and it also builds strength in our legs. Couple more. I want you to remember to raise your toes to the sky of the opposite leg. Then I want you to find yourself back into downward facing dog, because guess what? We're going to do all that on the other side. Have to remember what I just did. All right. Raise your left leg to the sky, inhale. Coming through to warrior 1. Open out to warrior 2. Remember turning your legs on. Reverse. Turn your palm. Paint the sky. Then we're going to go into side angle pose. Stay here. Feel that opening through the groin. Feeling your right leg, all of your right leg turn on. And I want you to put your left hand about 1 foot in front of your left foot. Raise your right leg up if you can. It might be here. Great. Here, wherever it is, stay with it. Be okay with it. And then some little one-legged lunges and fall out like what I just did, that's fine. 2, 3, 4, whoop, 5, 6. Come back to high plank. We're going to go to side plank on our right hand now. So side plank, we've got our right foot, a right knee down, or we can have it up. From side plank, we're going to thread the needle, turning your hips so they both face the floor and your shoulders, and open up. Three, 2, and 1. Left hand down, left hand down, right leg to the sky. Open up through that hip again and stay here. Just keep flossing that hip. If you want to come with me, wild thing, right foot to the floor, right hand to the sky, left bum cheek to the ground, touch your toes. Push down to lift up. 2, 3, touch your toes. 4, and 5. Flip back over. If you're with me still here, right leg is still opening. Then we want our right leg in between our hands. And we're going to turn, so then we find ourselves here in that side lunge. Side lunge, and then we're going to move it either side. Arms out in front of you, arms on your hips, wherever you want to be. Great. Come back, hands beside your front foot, back to high plank. Down through vinyasa, use your knees if you need. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We're going to come to Supra Virasana, which is simply just sitting, trying to get our bum in between our feet. You might be here. Fine. We do eventually want to get good mobility in our knees and again our feet, where we can sit in between our heels. You can have your knees together or apart, doesn't matter. So it's just a little bit of a stretch for the quads. If you want to, and if you can come back a little bit. Tuck your bum under. Slowly come back up. We're going to find ourselves in camel pose here. Hop on your toes. Sit back on your heels. Then we're going to sit up and we're going to squeeze our bum in a little bit. Hips under, chest up to the sky. We're going to work that lower back and open up through the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, go back a little bit. Just watch your neck. You can let your neck go. Don't try and hold on to it too much. Squeeze your bum, push your hips forward. Relax through the shoulders, feel that lower back. And slowly come back out and sit on your heels again. Excellent. Find yourself back into the great downward facing dog. I want you to put your right foot in between your right hands, come up to warrior 1, then out to warrior 2. But we're going to straighten that right knee. You can put a little bit of a bend in your right knee. You don't need to totally lock it out. And then we're going to reach forward. Feel that great stretch in the right hand. Then we're going to drop our right hand down to our calf. Open up through our left hand into triangle pose. We're going to do some lift and lowers here to work that midsection again. So lift up, 1, lower, 2, 3, 4. Relax through your neck. 8, 9, 10. Come back up to warrior 2. Simply turn around and we're going to find ourselves on the other side, warrior 2 now. Lengthen through your left leg. Little bit of a bend in it though. Stretch out, stretch. Try and reach it, get it. And then drop your left hand to your calf. Right hand to the sky. Then lift and lowers. 1. Just really making sure you're using that midsection to lift and lower. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands to your hips. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. Your toes pointing forward, a little bit of a bend. Then we're going to fold forward, hands on the ground or hands towards the ground. Relax through the neck. I want you to grab your right leg, pull yourself in, feel that stretch. Left leg, right, left, right, left. Hands on your hips, arms out in front of you. Then we're going to, again, a bit more core twisting work. Right arm to the sky, look at it. Back to center. Left arm to the sky, back to center. Right, left, right, left, right. Use your tummy. You can easily turn it off and use just, you know, your neck and your arms here, but it's all about your tummy. Last one. Hands to your hips. Go into horse pose, so your feet facing out either side, up onto your toes. We're going to do 10 lift and lowers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold, squeeze your bum, and release. Straighten your legs. Come back to downward facing dog. And we're going to go into a runner's lunge. Right leg on the outside of your right hand. Lower your back knee. And we're going to go on to the knife blade, like the edge of your right foot, and pushing with your right hand onto your right knee, and kind of just flossing again. Then we're going to do the other side. Left foot, left hand, blade edge, floss. And then I'm going to just get you to do 5 of these ones, just to lift our heart rate one last time, or maybe second last time. We're going to go from here. You can do it with a jump, or simply just bring your foot wherever it goes. It might get to here, or it might get to your hands. If you wanted to make it a bit more cardio and really get that mobility within the hips, then you can do either side like this. Just do 4 for me. Last 2 and 1, and then find yourself in a squat. So your squat, you might have your heels up to start with, and that's cool. Eventually, again, we want to get the heels down. So it's a little bit of a resting pose, but you're going to feel it through your quads for sure. I want you to reach your right hand out, left arm up, nice upper body stretch at the same time. You're pushing your right knee into your upper right tricep and back again. So you're getting like a really good inner groin stretch there. And then the other side, as well as your back. Fabulous. Rightio. From here, we're going to roll back onto our backs. Nearly done, guys. One last little push for me. A few of these little bridges that I'm sure we're all told to do, many of. Touch the back of your heels with your fingers. I want you to push down through your heels to lift up through your hips. Turn your bum on, touch your bum cheeks to make sure each cheek is working the same. And down, we're going to do 10. 3, squeeze. And 10, hold. 8, 9, 10. Knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Roll your heels out. Give them a bit of a twirl. I want you to rock up and down through your back. Then I want you to come over and find yourself on your tummy. Arms out like stop signs, or if you have cranky shoulders, arms out wide. Right ear on the ground. Raise your left leg and turn over and pull it over to your left side, so you're getting a really nice stretch through your front body and shoulders. Lower back. And then do it on the other side. Left ear on the ground. Raise your right leg, bend it, and peel open. And come back onto your tummy. Come to high plank for me. From high plank, we're going to right knee behind your right wrist, and we're back where we started. Pigeon pose. How does that feel compared to where you were 45 minutes ago? I want you this time though to swing your left leg around, so your left heel is in front of your, or to the side of your right knee. Sort of get yourself in a little position here that's a bit more comfortable. Ultimately, we want our left sit bone on the ground. Mine's not there, and I probably will never get there, and but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our hips even here. Lift up through the chest, lengthen. We're going to raise our right hand, and we're going to do a twist here. Right elbow to right knee. And stay here, left hand behind your back. We're going to twist. See how you can see my body, just that midsection twisting to open? That's what we want to see. Raise up to lengthen, inhale. And on your exhale is when you twist. Here, inhale, lengthen, lift up. Exhale, twist. Great. From here back to downward facing dog. Other side, left knee to left wrist. Have a little wriggle in your pigeon on your left side. Bring your right foot around to the top of your left knee. Get yourself in a spot where you can feel both hips. Lengthen, raise up. Left arm to the sky. left elbow to right knee, right arm around your back. Inhale, lengthen, and then we twist to our right. Another inhale, lengthen, lift, and twist. From here, simply want you to put your feet out in front of you, give them a little bit of a shake. And I want you to turn off your brain. Don't worry about engaging your legs. I just want you to gently fall forward. Relax through your neck and the back of your neck, your head. Take a few big, deep breaths. You can still feel that stretch in the back line of your body and your legs. And then slowly make your way to your back and bring your shoulder blades under a little bit, under your body, like you'll pull your wings in under, and then you'll open up your hands to the sky. Separate your feet to mat width. And I want you to check your breath out again. Hopefully you're a little bit more connected with it, or there were times throughout that where you weren't, but you can bring yourself back to it now. Congratulate yourself on getting through that flow. And now is the time that actually your body can soak up all of that good stuff that you just did. If we just got up now and went on with our day, then we actually miss out on the opportunity. And I guess that's exactly what, on that opportunity for growth and refinement and all that stuff. And that, I guess, is equivalent to probably our 4th week of our block of our training sessions, isn't it? When we pull back a little bit and let our body absorb all the training. You got to have that rest and relaxation time to be able to soak up all the good stuff that you've just done, and for it to be able to work and for you to be able to benefit from it. So take a nice big deep breath in through your nose and relax all your body. And then slowly, if you want, stay there, totally cool. Otherwise, slowly move over to your left side. Stay here for a little bit. And then gradually make your way up to sitting. Sorry, I realised I probably went a little bit over time then. But I hope you got something out of that and you feel a little bit, I don't know, hopefully refreshed, like you moved body parts that you haven't moved for a long time. And you got a little bit of a sweat up, I did. Maybe it was because I was talking so much, but hopefully there was something out of it. So feel free to ask me any questions or run away if it was too hard or whatever, or not hard enough. I don't know. Love all your feedback. So thank you.
Thanks, Jo. Yeah, so I thought a way we could kind of just wrap up is I'll just sort of do a little bit of a wrap up, and then, yeah, if anyone wants to stay on and ask any specific questions or give any little bit of feedback, yeah, we can do that. Or if you've had enough or you need to run off to something, that's cool. But I just wanted to do a quick wrap up before we sort of start going into any. So you probably noticed, so if you haven't done yoga before, you probably would have, or hopefully would have seen some of those moves and poses and flows you would already see, or similar ones in mobility sessions that you would have already been given before. All right, so you would get, hopefully you made that connection there, and that's part of the way why I wanted to do these as flows, incorporating yoga, because it envelopes not only mobility but stability and activation, and that's all the key. All right, and you'll see that flow.
We're just losing you, Sarah.
Flow through with strength gains. What was that?
I just lost you a little bit. Did anyone else?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, country internet. I'm not sure, sort of, you guys. Yeah, but basically we're looking at, you know, stability, activation, to become more aware of your body and how it's feeling, and really become connected with it. So instead of just jumping out of bed, and I say this all the time, jumping out of bed and going and running, actually getting your body prepared for it as well. You know, you start to understand any imbalances you might have, or any tightness. You might have seen one side is tighter than the other, or less stable, or you don't have as much balance on one side or the other. So you start to see those imbalances or weaknesses as well. And also for a lot of us is tightness. So whether it's hammies, or whether it's that upper body, or through upper and lower back. So you start to become really aware of that. So I just wanted to, just reiterate that you would have seen some of this before. It's just that we're putting it together as more of a flow. And today was a little bit slower than what it can be, particularly if you've done yoga before and you know some of those poses, but we wanted to make sure that everyone got the in the right poses, and not just ticking off the session for the sake of ticking it off. All right, so take your time in any of this, and some days you might need to take more time than another day, just because for whatever reason you might have had a really hard session the day before. So just be aware that you're not going to feel the same every day, and your body will change as you go through. So so I just wanted to kind of reiterate that. And then what we're going to do, as I said at the start, for anyone who missed, is we're going to roll out some actually shorter flows. So instead of sitting and doing, a 45-minute standalone session, we're going to do sort of the 15, 20-minute, 25-minute sort of flows that you can incorporate as part of your training easily. Bye, Sadi. She's taking... Oh no, I thought she was going to take a yoga session. Bye. So incorporate as part of a session. So it could be